Hey, you guys. I've been looking for you. I've got an idea. A study group. What do you think? Are you interested?
Yes, I need a study group in a big way.
Me too.
Do you think we have enough people here for a study group? I mean, there are only 4 of us.
Sorry, 3 of us. Chris can do study group. Right, Chris?
Yeah, there's no way I can do a study group. I have an assignment and then I'm too busy, but I'll stay for this first meeting.
Should we try and get another group together with us for this?
No, I don't think so. I think 3 is fine. Ideal size. Really.
Me too.
Okay, 3 people then. 4 people for the first meeting. What next?
What about a meeting place? We can't meet here in the library.
It's not too bad, especially if those other people would go away.
But we can't exactly ask them to leave and people might get annoyed with us talking.
Can I say something here?
Sure, go ahead.
There's a study hall next to the cafeteria. It's almost always empty. Could we meet there?
A study hall? Who knew? Well, sounds good to me.
Yeah, I've never been there, but...
So we ought to decide how long for and how often.
I read somewhere that you should make the meeting at the same time each week, like a seminar. That way we'd take it more seriously.
We may as well make it for this time since we're all here. Is this time okay?
Works for me.
Me too.
Hang on just a minute. I know I'm not going to be in this group, but aren't we supposed to have a seminar at this time every other week?
No, Thursday, no?
No, that's on Thursday.
Sorry, forget I said anything.
Don't worry about it.
So everyone agrees that this time is fine. Every week?
Yeah.
Yes. How long should we make it?
An hour?
Could we find a way of making it 2 hours?
2 hours seems a bit like too much. To start with then,
90 minutes? Compromise?
is that okay with you, Dina?
Fine by me.
Okay, so I guess all we have left to decide is exactly what we'll do when we meet. The final exam is a way off. I guess we could review our notes or practice learning things by heart.
I have a list of do's and don'ts, actually, that I got online. I could be a moderator, and we could use the ideas as a starting point. Obviously, this is the sequel to Fun in the City, which is a film I didn't like, so it's fair to say my expectations were low. So you could say I wasn't disappointed, as it met my expectations. It was awful. It was so awful, I'd rather not spend any more time on it by talking about it. But that wouldn't be a film review, and I think I owe you all a review to save you wasting your money going to see it. So, it starts off with this big wedding scene, and I won't go into why, but the whole scene is just there so they can make this one joke. It's not even a funny joke, it's just terrible. It's got nothing to do with the rest of the film. Anyway, it starts there. Then, instead of the characters and the plot staying in New York where the original film was set, one of them wins a ticket to India and decides to take all her friends. It's what directors do when they've run out of ideas. Let's take our characters on tour. Anyway, they gossip, cry and shop, and they repeat this until the end. No real people would ever act like this. I didn't have any sympathy for their problems or even care what happened to them. Don't go and see it. You'll only encourage them to make another sequel. The world doesn't need 3 of these films. Please save your money and go and see the other big film this week, Twilight Mirror. So, if you're a fan of the book it's based on, you're probably as excited as I was about this. For everyone else, this is a film fans have been waiting 10 years to see. I have to confess, I was a bit nervous. I'd seen the posters and they didn't look right. I didn't love them at all. And I wasn't sure about the actors they cast either. So I went in not sure what to expect. But I loved it. One thing I really liked about it was the pace. They went backwards and forwards between the real world and the computer world, and it worked really well. The special effects brought the computer world to life, and I totally believed in it. But more than that, I felt emotionally connected to the story and the characters. The whole film worked on so many levels. It reminded me of going to the cinema as a child, how much fun that was. I can't recommend it enough.
Hi, how are you? I haven't seen you in class for a while.
Good, thanks. You?
Great. As long as I don't think too hard about all the essays I have to write this term.
Yeah.
Hey, are you okay?
I have to admit, I'm struggling a bit. Maybe even a lot. I've not been sleeping well at all, and then I can't concentrate. And all these things are just going around and around in my head.
That doesn't sound good. So, you're sleeping badly and you can't concentrate. Is that all it is, do you think?
Well, if I'm honest, it's more than that. I'm starting to dread going outside. I find myself worrying about stupid things like, what if I forget the way home? Or what if I go to class thinking it's Monday, but actually it's Friday, and I'm in the wrong place at the wrong time? It sounds even more stupid when I say it out loud. It took me 2 hours to leave the house today.
It doesn't sound stupid at all. It actually sounds a lot like me last year.
Really? But you're so together.
I've learned to be. But even I still have bad days. I used to have panic attacks and everything. When you were trying to leave the house today, how did you feel?
Like I couldn't breathe, and my heart was going way too fast.
That sounds like a panic attack to me.
I thought I was going to die.
You'd be surprised how common they are. Loads of people have them. They just don't talk about it.
How did you get over them?
I actually talked to a doctor about it, and you should too. But I learned some practical things as well. Though they're easier said than done. And they're going to sound weird, so hear me out, okay?
Okay.
So, one thing I did was to try to reduce the power of anxiety and the panic attacks when they came. So, and this may sound strange, at a time when you're feeling safe and okay, you literally do things that make your heart start racing faster and your breathing speed up. Like spinning around on a chair until you're dizzy or hyperventilating so you're short of breath.
That sounds awful.
It is, but it means you get used to the symptoms so they feel less scary.
Right.
Then you have to deliberately do the things that usually make you feel panic. So, if it's going to class on Monday, and being scared you've got the wrong day, on Monday you go to class. If you let the anxiety control you by making you stay at home, it just makes it worse the next time you really do have to go out.
And what did you do if a panic attack came anyway?
I had a distraction plan. So I walked everywhere instead of taking the bus because the exercise helped, but also I did things like count trees or red cars or something. Whatever it was didn't matter, as long as I had something else to focus on.
I can't tell you how much I appreciate this. I thought...
My laptop is a helpful tool I use every day. It's small, so I can easily carry it around. I use it for many things like browsing the internet, watching videos, and writing. It has a screen and a keyboard, making it easy to type and search for information, whether for school or personal tasks. My laptop keeps everything organized and makes my day easier.
The first item in the news today is the recent elections that took place across the country. This was a crucial vote which may see a dramatic change in how the country develops over the coming years. Overall, a 54.5% voter turnout was registered. This represents an increase of 11% over the previous election and 6% above the average for the past 50 years. There's also been a slight change in demographics, with an increase in youth turnout in the 18 to 24 and 24 to 29-year-old brackets. Despite this increase, young people are still less likely to vote than older people. 84% of voters in the 70-plus age group came to the polling stations. Moving on. The global digital powerhouse ONK today posted quarterly results which were above forecast. Back in March, Tim Bolling, CEO, issued a profit warning over fears that there would be losses following the recall of their leading product, the 40D device. In fact, the company posted quarterly revenue of $14.8 billion, which represents an increase of 11% from the same quarter a year ago. They also announced that they had sold 21 million 40D devices over the quarter. The company has provided the information that with this level of revenue, there will be a gross margin of 34 to 35%, ultimately leading to a $1.2 per share cash dividend awarded to shareholders. And in our final news item, we ask, will we soon be saying goodbye to coins and notes forever? The nationwide trend of using cashless payment options is increasing. There are a number of reasons for this development. A key reason for this is a growing interest in reducing the number of items people need to leave their homes with. As almost everyone carries a smartphone with them, and many people also have smartwatches, the ability to pay for things using one of these two technologies is particularly appealing. More and more retailers are accepting cashless payments, and in some cases, they've stopped accepting cash altogether.
Internet. In today's society, the internet is very important. It helps us in many ways and has become an essential part of our lives. One of the great things about the internet, it allows us to communicate with people from all over the world. We can talk with our friends and family, sharing photos in every video call with them, even if they are far away. Moreover, the internet is a vast source of information. We can learn about almost anything we want, from history and science to cooking and arts. Loving yourself is very important. It means taking care of your body and mind. To love yourself, you need to eat healthy foods, exercise regularly, and get enough sleep. It's also important to be kind to yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself if you make mistakes. Nobody is perfect. Spend time doing things you enjoy, like reading, drawing, or playing sports. Remember, you are unique and special. Loving yourself makes you strong and ready for anything. Let's all learn to love ourselves and live a better life.
I enjoy walking because it's simple and enjoyable. It helps me stay fit and feel strong. When I walk, I get to breathe in fresh air and admire the beauty of nature, like trees, flowers, and birds. I also enjoy walking with my friends or family. We have fun talking and laughing together while walking. It's a great way to spend time with people I care about. At times, I walk by myself, which helps me clear my mind and feel peaceful. Walking is free, and I can do it whenever I want. I like to walk in places like the park, close to my home, or along the river. It makes me feel happy and at ease. Though walking is a simple activity, it means a lot to me. Do you like walking too?
Loving yourself is very important. It means taking care of your body and mind. To love yourself, you need to eat healthy foods, exercise regularly, and get enough sleep. It's also important to be kind to yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself if you make mistakes. Nobody is perfect. Spend time doing things you enjoy, like reading, drawing, or playing sports. Remember, you are unique and special. Loving yourself makes you strong and ready for anything. Let's all learn to love ourselves and live a better life.
Today's weather. Today is a sunny day. The sky is clear and the sun is shining brightly. It feels warm outside, and there are no clouds in the sky. I can see birds flying and hear them singing. It's a perfect day to go for a walk or have a picnic in the park. I like the sunshine because it makes everything look cheerful. I hope the weather stays nice for the rest of the week, as there are so many outdoor activities planned. Whether it's a hike in the mountains or a barbecue with friends, Sunny days always bring a sense of joy and relaxation for the rest of the day.
Speaking, we must talk in English every day to achieve fluency. Many people are afraid to speak English because they are shy and fear what will people say if they make mistakes. Making mistakes is very common, so don't worry about them. Just try to express yourself. In the beginning, everyone makes mistakes. Always try to make new friends who are also willing to improve their English. Practice speaking in English with them as much as possible.